Spitter of 7 here, and I bring you a somewhat budget Qliphort deck profile. Haven't uploaded anything in a while. Haven't had anything to particularly record that's interesting. So I figured I'd do a budget Qliphort deck profile of my Qliphort deck. It doesn't have any card demise in it. I don't have any card demise. I don't feel like spending money for them because they're kind of expensive, but it does have monolith in it, so it's a really expensive card in it. It's more of a fun deck than anything, but it's still actually pretty decent. Let's go into the deck out. So right off, we use one Scout. Best card in the deck, definitely. Use a search out everything, but you can only use one because it's limited. Sadly. Use his main card. If he gets destroyed, you definitely need to get him back as fast as possible, like with his stealth or climate change. Definitely best card. You also use one monolith. He's used to draw cards. Unlike Scout, you can actually build a Qliphort deck without him, but it's not going to be as consistent as the other one because his card can draw a lot of cards for you. One particular combo, you can draw 4 cards with just him. That's really good. So that's it for the actual pendulum scale monsters you typically use. I went to the actual monster tribute summon. I use 3 stealth. This is basically used to bounce cards with home controls or your Scout in pendulum scale back to hand, or if pendulum summon Scout, you can tribute summon him. Turn Scout to hand, then use a Helix attributed to destroy your pendulum scale so you activate Scout. That's a pretty good combo. We're probably the most generic tribute summon monster in the deck. Then use 2 shell. Used to deal a lot of damage. I really like this card, honestly. I feel like it's probably one of the better ones for game ending, just because it does piercing attack twice. That's really good. Use 2 disc. I prefer not to have to search this guy out, so I typically want to draw him in my opening draw instead of having to search him with Scout. So that's why I use 2. Otherwise, I could probably use 1. He's just used especially like Helix and carry from the deck. I next use 1 Cephalopod. You don't need to use him. I just use him just because he's a Qliphort monster and he's there. Plus, he can be helpful in some situations for getting life points, I guess. 3 Helix. This is probably the best one to tribute because it can destroy spell trap cards in the field. It can destroy like Pendulum Zone or Back Row. If this card hits a Quaking Mirror Force or a Drowning Mirror Force, it's just really good. Next 2 Carrier. This card is pretty same thing as Helix, except it bounces a monster back to hand. Same as Stealth, pretty much. Really good. A ratio of 2 to 3, I feel like that works really well. And next I use actually 1 Kai's Mega Monarch. I just use this just to manage card from the field. You don't really need to use this card. This is basically just in there because I don't have anything else to put in the deck right now. That's it for the monster cards. Now into the spell cards. I use 1 Sacrifice, same thing as limited, so you can only use 1, but one of the better spells in the deck. This is used for tribute summon for 2 monsters, but you can use this to tribute a monster. So 7 or 8 by using only 1 monster, so that's obviously really good. Like you can attach this like a Helix and wait till next turn, tribute it for disc, then special 2 more, and then either like leaves a clip and tribute for another 1. So that's a really good combo. This is a really good card overall. Plus, you get the free search off of it. It's definitely the best part of it. You get a search off of it. But regarding for a monolith or Scout, it's definitely the best part of it. Oh, and Laser Clip, really good combo with this. You can activate this card, Pendulum Summon for 4, or Pendulum Summon 2, then tribute summon for a disc, or just anything else if you have 4. And then tribute another time, then you can, in the end phase, if you have monolith and Pendulum Scale, you can draw 4 cards. It's kind of stupid, but it's actually really funny. Just drawing 4 cards at the same turn. Next 2 Summoners Art. Really good for searching out Scout and Monolith. You could bump this up to 3. You could probably take one. You could probably take the Caius out, put another one of these in, but it can get kind of cloggy because you only have 2 targets for it. And half the time you're gonna have Scout named before you even get this thing in hand. And Monolith is gonna be search off the Scouts. This thing summon is pointless, but if you go opening up with it, it's really good for getting a Scout out. All 1 upstart just to add some consistency. Nothing else really. 39 card deck. 3 MST. Good for hitting stuff before Helix. Like you can hit like a strike with this or a Solemn Warning, which is really good because if they Solemn Strike your Pendulum Summon, then if like all the Helix and carries go out of the graveyard, that's obviously not good at all. You definitely need those, which is really good. I'm actually run a mini Monarch engine. I use 2 tenacity to search out for stuff. 3 Stormforth. Further you can use it, but a lot of times you're just going to discard it, or be a pretty much just discard it, or set it as a bluff. But discard it is helpful in situations for like Cosmo, but mainly just to discard for 1 Pantheism. I only have 1 Pantheism, but I probably wouldn't use any more than 2, but 1 is fine, honestly. That's it for the Monarch engine. I still use more spell cards after that, but not many. Use 1 Therm Offering, just if you have kind of dead hands, you can decide like traps you have, or almost on a Helix, and attach like Sacrifice to it, and then activate this to search for a Summoner's Art, and then go straight for Scout, so that's really good. And finally, 1 Lunar Ruler card is really good. You can combo this with Shell, attack twice for 5,600, that's kind of broken. Unless this thing is stop, it's pretty much going to be gained every time you get that combo off. But most of the time they're going to have something to stop it. But if you can't get it off, it's pretty much game. This is for the spell cards. On to the trap cards. 1 Goes in Match and 1 Rivalry, just to stall and stuff. So most of them except for Caius, well, all of them except for Caius are the same like attribute and type. That's why the only reason you can probably get rid of Caius. Next, I use 2 Phoenix Chain. This is used to just negate monster effects. And that's pretty much it. Next one, Soul Transition. A really good card. I wish I had more of it, because you can tribute like a Helix or Carrier. You get their effects off and draw 2 cards. The only downside is you can't tribute summon that turn. You can't special summon that turn, but you can just use it in influence end phase, and it's really good. Next, 2 Magic Cylinder. I just reflect damage back at them, as it's kind of a budget deck. But it's still kind of funny sometimes. And finally, 1 Climate Change. This is just get back your Monolith and Shell things, and not Shell, Monolith and Sky that gets destroyed. I actually do have an extra deck. You never go into the extra deck really, except for Pendulum Summoning. But so you can do without this, but I just prefer to have one. Not gonna go into too much detail while I have these. 1 number 80, 1 number 52, 1 number 58, 1 Gaia Cowboy, 1 Maestro, 1 Castell, 1 number 50, 1 Purpley Operative, 1 King Alverdich, 2 Ragna Zero, 1 number 91, 1 Dark Rebellion, and 1 number 93, and 1 number 85 Crazy Box. Kind of funny story why I use 2 Ragna Zero. It's never has actually happened before, but it's kind of funny if it did. What you can do is, if you have 2 Helix in the field, well, if you have 2 Helix in extra deck, you can like Pendulum Summon 5 monsters, tribute 2 Helix to normal summon like a disc. If you don't have if you only have 3, then special 2, so you'd have 4 level 4s, go for 2 Ragna Zero, then activate one of the ones that levels monster attack points, go for 2 Ragna Zero, destroy the monsters, draw 2 cards. It's probably not really happening, but it'd be really funny if it did. And sorry for not uploading much, I just don't have anything to really record. I'll try to get more videos up, because summer vacation's coming up soon. Well, this is it for the deck profile. Thank you for watching, see ya later. It's video 77, and bye.